Hey there and welcome. Have you ever been watching a movie just totally blown away by some incredible alien world? Or maybe you've seen a cartoon character that feels so real, and you just think, how on earth did they do that? Well, what you're seeing isn't just one kind of magic. Nope, it's actually a clever mix of a few different techniques. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and break down exactly how that magic works.
I mean, it really does feel impossible sometimes, right? But what if I told you it all boils down to three fundamental pillars? It's this powerful blend of pure artistry and some seriously cool technology. And trust me, once you get what they are, you will never look at your favorite movies and games the same way again. So let's start with the first one.
All right, first up we have animation. This is kind of the original media magic. And here's the secret. At its very core, it's not actually about movement at all. It's about the illusion of movement.
Yeah, you heard that right. Nothing you see in an animation is actually moving. It's this brilliant trick that filmmakers play on our eyes. You see, our brains are literally hardwired to fill in the gaps and see motion when a bunch of still images are flashed in front of us really fast. Just think of a simple flipbook you made as a kid. This is that exact same idea, just, taken to an absolutely incredible artistic extreme.
And animators have this amazing toolkit for creating that illusion. You've got the classic hand-drawn method, which gave us the timeless flowing art of early Disney movies. Then there's CGI, or computer-generated animation, which lets artists build entire 3D worlds inside a computer, like what you see in a Pixar film. And then there's the incredibly patient art of stop motion, where artists move physical puppets and objects frame by painstaking frame. Okay, but what happens when you're dealing with live-action movies and real actors? Well, that's where things get really interesting, because now we're entering the world of jaw-dropping effects. You've almost definitely heard the terms SFX and VFX thrown around, and while they sound super similar, they're actually two completely different ways of making the impossible happen on screen. So what is the real difference? This is where a ton of people get mixed up, but I promise you, the distinction is actually incredibly simple. It all comes down to one single question. Did it happen on set, or was it added on a computer later? Okay, so look at the left side, special effects or SFX. These are the practical, real-world things. Think about a controlled explosion on set, a crazy stunt, or a lifelike animatronic creature. If you could physically see it and touch it during filming, that's SFX. Now on the right, you've got visual effects, or VFX. This is all the digital magic that gets added in what's called post-production. Think of an actor standing in front of a green screen and then later a whole city is built behind them, or digitally creating a dragon from scratch. The easiest way to remember it, SFX happens on set, VFX happens on a computer. And that brings us perfectly to our third and final pillar, digital imaging. This is the bedrock that so much of modern animation and VFX is built on. It's the art of creating and tweaking all of these amazing visuals directly on a computer.
Simply put, digital imaging is basically the creation of any visual art using a computer. It's the foundational skill for so many creative jobs today, from photo editing and illustration to graphic design for websites. We're talking about the world of pixels and vectors here.
And this whole process relies on an entire ecosystem of tools. It all starts with hardware, something to capture or create an image, like a digital camera or a scanner. But from there, it is all about the software. You might use a program like Photoshop to edit a photo you took, then jump over to something like Illustrator to design a cool logo from scratch, and then finally combine all those elements in a layout program like InDesign to create the final poster or web page.
So when you put it all together, you have these three massive pillars. You have animation, which creates the illusion of life. You have SFX and VFX, which bend or completely shatter the rules of reality. And you have digital imaging, which gives artists the fundamental tools to build these visual worlds. The key thing to remember is that they're almost never used alone. They're all expertly woven together to create that seamless, final movie you see on screen. And that really is the most important thing to take away from all this. A green screen is just a piece of cloth. A piece of software is just code. The real magic, the actual magic, isn't in any one of these tools. It's in the hands of the talented artists who figure out how to combine them in new and creative ways to tell a story that moves us.
So, this all leads to a really fascinating question for the future. As these incredible tools get more powerful and, importantly, more accessible to everyone, what's next? What new kinds of stories are we going to see? What impossible worlds will be created, not by giant movie studios, but by the next generation of creators working from their bedrooms? It's pretty exciting to think about. Thanks for diving into all this with me.